Hey, 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 hey. Hey, everybody. I'll wait a few more minutes, but I'm running a little behind tonight. I was trying my darndest, and that's my word. I was trying my darndest to be here at 9, but apparently my 3-year-old decided that she didn't want me to start at 9. So, you know, if a 3-year-old tells you they don't want you to start at 9 for whatever reason, I guess you have to go and, you know, take care of that. So, I am finally here. And if you're joining in, welcome to Spilling the Tea with Tony E. For now, I will keep these at Wednesday at 9 o'clock. But then it dawned on me that on Wednesdays are Bible study nights. So, I don't want this to clash with anybody's Bible study. So, I might have to move it. But for right now, we're going to try to keep it on Wednesday nights. And maybe eventually I'll be able to move it up. So, we're not doing this at 9 o'clock at night. But for right now, this is where we're at. So, we're going to get real comfortable at 9. Hopefully everyone had a lovely, lovely week. It was cold today in Georgia. Yeah, I bundled up and I put on my snow boots and I was happy for that. And I put on my big puffy jacket and I stayed warm. So I'm going to need everyone to stay warm. From what I'm hearing, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow and then all rain Friday. So please bundle up and please stay nice and warm out there. So we're going to go ahead and get started since it is 9:09. And I'm going to try to keep it at 30 minutes. We will see. But tonight I want to talk about friendships. Friends and friendship. This is a really big topic for me because I feel like friendships and friends are the building block to other relationships. And I feel like a friendship, a true friendship, not a fake friendship, not frenemies, not we here for you one day and we ain't here for you another day, not those opportunistic people who are only latching onto you because they can feel they can get something from you. None of that. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about true friends. True friends. Those ones that you can call pretty much any time and they're going to be there. And they're going to be supportive and they're going to be encouraging. And I really feel like we as women need more true friends. We need more friends that no matter what, thick and thin, we have each other's back. And I strongly believe that women really need to have better friendships with other women. And I feel like a lot of it comes from the fact that a lot of women probably have been hurt before in their past from failed friendships or friendships that they thought were true, they thought were loyal, and they put their whole time and effort into it just to find out that it wasn't what they thought it was to be. And since I feel like friendships are the basic building blocks, when you get hurt in a friendship, it affects everything you do from that point on. It affects how you treat people. It affects how you react to certain circumstances with people, how you interact with other people. So I feel like you need a strong foundation in friendships. So if you get that strong foundation in friendship, I believe that you can have better relationships with other people. But you have to first start with the foundation of a strong friendship. So today we're going to talk about friendships, and today we're going to talk about friendships and what is a friendship or what is a friend. And then we're going to talk about the characteristics of a friend, because I feel like we talk about friends all the time when we're younger. When we're kids, they always like, well, go make friends and go do this. And, you know, we kind of push our kids to be friendly, like go make a friend over here and go make a friend over here. But I think maybe when we get older, we probably forget like what a true friend is supposed to really look like. I think maybe somehow we got tainted or we got a mold of how true friends are supposed to be has been like warped in our brain from our past experiences, that when we get to our adult age, what a true friend is supposed to look like, it is not looking like what we're looking at these days. So first of all, I want to say that there are people that are just like, pause, I don't need to listen to no more of this video because I don't need anybody but myself. I'm taking care of myself. I don't need no friends. I don't need no people around me. I'm good by myself. You may believe that, but it even says that 2 is better than 1. So there's this Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. I told you I was going to throw a little bit of Bible at y'all. I'm sorry. But 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. So if you're by yourself and you're lonely and you're your own little isolated island and something happens and you fall, who's going to help you get up? Who's going to encourage you to get up? When you fall into depression or you get sad and you just think, you know, the world's coming to an end, who's going to be there to give you a word? Who's going to be there to impart something into your life? Who's going to be there to get you through these battles? If you're by yourself, it's just you. So if you're on the ground, who's going to pick you up? Who's going to help you up? And sometimes, I will have to say, sometimes you trip and you can get up all by yourself. There's certain times you just kind of dust yourself off and keep it moving. But then there are some times that you need somebody else, because so the thing about friendships is that when you're weak, they are strong. So there's certain times that I'm weak in my friendships. There are times that I'm weak and my friends are strong. And sometimes I have to lean on them to help me get through. And then vice versa. Sometimes I'm stronger than them in certain incidents. And then when they're weak, they can lean on me. So we need friends. We don't need fake friends. We need true friends in our life. God made us to have friendships, to have true, lasting, beneficial, efficient friendships. So that's why this is what we're going to talk about tonight, because I feel like it's so important that we have friendships. You don't need a whole bunch of people. You don't need like 50 friends. But if you can get 1 or 2 solids, some really, really good friends, then you can go far. You can go far. You'll have people to encourage you. You have people to help lift you up. You'll be able to, because they said iron sharpens iron. So if you're doing stuff, I can learn from you, you can learn from me, and we can get better together. So the characteristics of friendship. So I feel like having friends are great. But I think the foundation of having a friend is that you have to show yourself friendly. So we have to start with ourselves. We have to start with ourselves to get true friendships. And true friendships is not something that's going to just pop up miraculously one day. You're just going to walk outside, bump into someone, and have a true friend. Friendship takes time and energy. So like anything else, you put in what you get out what you put in. Hey girl, hey Charity. You get in what you put out. So if you take time for this friendship and you put the energy into this friendship and you cultivate this friendship, then you should get that in return if you are dealing with the right people. Now, sometimes you could put all your energy in the wrong person and you're not going to get a return on your investment. You're not. It's not coming back to you because you're with the wrong people. So I wanted to talk about the characteristics of a true friend. And these are some of the stuff that you should be looking for in a friend. These are the things that a true friend should have the qualities of. And like I said, it starts with you. If you look in the mirror and you realize that if there was another one of you walking around and you wouldn't be your own friend, okay. Don't expect to have a true friend with somebody or have a true friendship with somebody and you want them to be 100% loyal, but you're not loyal. Don't do that. Don't expect them to, have your back no matter what, but then when it's time to have their back, you're flaky and you go ghost on them. Don't expect them to drop everything for you, but you're not willing to drop everything for them. This cannot, so friendship, just like relationships actually, so friendship is like the building block to relationships. If you can get a true friendship, that's the building block for you to get relationships with other people. And a lot of people, if you, like, I hear it a lot, and I mean, it goes to me, like, they say, I married my best friend. Because, for instance, with my marriage, he was my best friend. We made a true friendship first, and then it led to something else. But for right now, the true friendships I'm talking about have nothing to do with sexual stuff. This true friendship is talking about just the true friendship between women. And that we can be besties, that we can be road dogs, that we can, be there for another. But you have to have the characteristics of a friend to be a true friend. So to recap that real quick, you have to put time and energy into friendships. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to put time and energy in it. If you are not willing to put time and energy into a friendship, then please leave that person alone. Please stop. Because the worst thing in the world is for you to not put yourself into this friendship, but somebody else is putting all their self into this friendship, because somebody's going to get hurt. And when people get hurt in friendships, it makes them put up a barrier for the next person. And that's the reason why I think a lot of women want to have true friends, but because they were hurt in the past, they're kind of standoffish. And it's like, well, I opened myself up to this person. It didn't work. So I'm not going to open myself up to you to get hurt again. So we have to get past that. And the hurt is real. It really is. And you need closure on that. But going forward, we need to look at these characteristics and be like, okay, this is what I need to be looking for in a friend. And every single characteristic I say, you pretty much need to apply to yourself. Because if you can't do these characteristics, please don't expect somebody else to do it for you. So the first characteristics is loyalty. Loyalty. Let's talk about loyalty. So friends should be loyal. You have to be loyal. Trust is across the board. Trust is so important. If you can't trust people, or you cannot be trusted, then the whole thing falls apart. So trust is kind of like, so it's the bottom of the foundation. If you can get trust and you can get a strong foundation of trust, you are good. You can build stuff on top of that. But if you have cracks in your foundation and it's kind of trusty, you're like 10% trusty, or maybe 90% trusty, but you have the tendency to maybe not be so loyal, then there's cracks in your cement. There's cracks in your foundation. And when you start trying to build this friendship up, it's going to be crooked, or it's going to fall eventually, because you don't have that loyalty building block. You cannot expect, so the thing about friendship, true friendship, is that you have to be vulnerable. So to be a true friend, and that's why I said this doesn't happen overnight. It's not one of those you meet somebody tomorrow, then all of a sudden you're telling them your whole life story and all your fears and all your happiness and all that. No, it takes time. So because it takes time, people slowly, it's like an onion, and it's always that onion visual, that you have an onion and you have peels and you have layers. And people will start off as an onion, skin still on and everything. And as you become friends and as you start walking this friendship path with them, they start feeling that, hey, I can trust this person. Or just a little bit, like certain things you do, like they feel like they can trust you a little bit more, and they can trust you a little bit more. And then slowly those layers, we'll say the defensive wall, onion layers, start peeling off. So it's like, well, I feel like I can trust her with this. Let me see, let me test the waters on this. So you tell them something. You tell them something small. I mean, nobody really jumps into like, hey, this happened to me, blah, 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 blah. No. It's something usually pretty small, and they'll see how you react, and they'll see if you can keep it, and we'll see if the whole world knows about it soon. But then we notice that, okay, I told her this, and she kept it confidential. She didn't tell anybody. Okay, I have more trust in her. So then after a while, more of the onion, the skin starts coming off, and then layers. And then we start, telling more. We start telling more. We start telling more. Now, the thing about that is that if you want a true friend, you're going to have to be loyal to this. You're going to have to be loyal to what they say. So you cannot hear what they say in one ear. Next thing you know, you're off telling everybody else what they said in the next. You can't do that. Like, that's the best way to end, ruin, burn, destroy a friendship. It also ends, ruins, destroys your credibility also. Because if I know somebody who I used to be friends with, but they tell everybody everything, then I'm going to have to cut you off. And it's going to be one of those, I can't trust you anymore. I can't trust you with things that are near and dear to my heart because I thought I could open up to you. Hey, Latasha. Hey. Charity, yes, once you are able to become vulnerable and let your walls down, you feel you can trust the person and hope you won't be hurt. Yes. So that's a sticky kind of situation, especially for the people who've been hurt before, because it's hard to get your guards down with people because it's just like, well, I've been hurt before. I'm not going to do this. But if you want to get a true friend, your guards have to go down. That's why picking your friends carefully is a must. You can't be friends with everybody. And I'm not trying to say don't be cordial to people and don't be nice to people. Don't do that, because in my first video I just said that we got to be nicer to everybody. Like we as women, we got to be nicer to each other. However, if they telling you other men, they don't know. Yes. So yes, it's true, Latasha. If they're talking about you, if you're telling them and they're talking about you, they're talking about everybody. They just talk. But anyway, but the thing about it is that, like, if you, it was a good one too. Anyway, but if you are not loyal, pretty much, if you're not loyal, don't expect, because trust is really, really hard to get back once trust is gone. So once trust is gone, it's really very, very, very hard to get back. So you have to get your defenses down, because sometimes we get hurt, but you have to get your defenses down to get true friends, and that's why picking true friends is very, very important. So you have to be loyal. You have to be loyal, and another thing is that you have to be vulnerable. So you have to be loyal. Whatever you want, whatever you expect out of a friend, then you need to expect that out of yourself, because they expect that out of you. So if you want a loyal friend who's not going to talk dirt and talk about people and all that, then you need to be able to be that friend that is also loyal. The one that can keep secrets. That's the ones that can keep stuff to themselves. So the next thing about friends is true friends is that you have to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable with your friends. Once again, I'm not telling you need to go tell all your stuff first time you ever meet these people. Some stuff, and I've had friends for years that we still haven't talked about. But you have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to give and take. Because if you want them to open their heart and be the honest 100%, the 100%, we keeping it real, true friend, you have to be the 100% keeping it real friend for them. So you have to be transparent. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to share stuff with each other. And sometimes that's hard. That's why my next video, we're going to talk about levels of friendship. Not everyone's on the same level. You have levels of friendship. Some people you can be 100% vulnerable with, but then there's other levels that I would advise you not be 100% level transparent with, because they're not ready and they're not at that level. So like I said, not everybody needs to be your friend, because if you want a true friend, you have to be vulnerable. Not everybody needs to be your friend, and not everybody is actually a friend. So we love throwing that. It's like we meet somebody, oh, they're my friend, but are they really your friend, or are they just an acquaintance? Did we just meet them? They might just be an acquaintance. Not everyone's your friend, and not everyone needs to be told everything. You don't have to be vulnerable with everybody. But you do, if you want a true, true friend, and you have found that person that you believe, like after a while, you realize that you can trust this person. You realize that you've said stuff and nothing got told to somebody else, or maybe they actually helped you out with a problem or something like that, or like we like to say TMI, we gave too much information but they were able to bounce it back with us, then you might have found you someone that will stick with you. So you have to be vulnerable. You have to put your guards down, and it's scary. And I've been in some relationships, I've been in some friendships that it has ended not so well, and it hurt. It's a true hurt. Like, it hurts. It's like you're grieving the loss of a person, because especially if you were vulnerable and you told this person something, and like you've been rocking with this person for a while, and then something happens, your trust is gone, and now you're hurt. And there needs to be closure from that. Like, you actually grieve that relationship. And because, like I said, friendships are building blocks to everything else. So you have to grieve that. But do not let that hinder you from going forward to finding someone who's actually going to be true and, there for you. So don't forget, so be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable. Like I said, don't be off the bat. Don't be like, hi, my name is Tony, blah, 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 blah. But after a while, when you start noticing that, I can trust this person, then it might be time for you to share a little bit more, especially if they're sharing stuff. So if they're sharing and you're sharing, then over time, like some of my friends, like we've been friends for like 5, 6, 7 years. So we have been really vulnerable with each other, but we've also been through some stuff together. So be vulnerable and be loyal. That is always like two really, really, really important characteristics that you need to have as a friend. The next one is going to be, so this one, do not surround yourself with yes men. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yes men is the worst. And we hear about it usually in corporate America, where you have that one person that, we should do this. Yeah, we should do this. Oh, we should go here. Yeah, we should go here. Yes men, yes women, yes people who don't seem to know how to think for themselves, people who are constantly just agreeing with everything you have to say, the ones that just whatever you want to do, we're fine with, negative. I'm not sure if I would call them friends. They might be friends. They probably have good intentions, but you need people around you who are going to help you grow. So your yes men, the people around you who are constantly they're not really helping you grow. They're not really like not that you want a combative person. You don't want someone that's constantly like purposely going against you, because that's not a friendship either. But you do need somebody who's going to help you grow. And with growth, there is some resistance. I mean, think of a seed. A seed has to get through the dirt. It hits some resistance getting up, but it grows. It goes up. You need friends who are going to be in your corner that can tell you something that you may not want to hear, but they say it out of love. So that is the difference between what we like to call a hater and a true friend. So a true friend is going to tell you something out of love. It's going to be is someone who tells you stuff out of love, out of the love in their heart. And the reason they're telling you that is because they genuinely care about you. They genuinely care about what you're about to do. They genuinely care for your well-being. So this is the reason they are telling you to or to not do a thing. Now, the haters, on the other hand, like we call haters and those other people. So you could say the same thing. You could pretty much say, like, I could tell you have one person who sees, let's say, an outfit. There's an outfit that maybe you should or you should not have worn today. Whatever. There's people who can say it in a way, and in their heart, there's no love. In their heart, there is, I don't want to say hatred, maybe malice, but it's not good intentions in their heart are going to tell you, ooh, that she shouldn't have wore that. You shouldn't have wore that. You look skanky, blah, 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 blah. And it's not coming from a place of love. It's not because, I'm not telling you this because I want to I want to help you out, or I want to guide you in the right direction. It's none of that. It's more, you just look, I bet she, or the ones that won't tell you and just talk about you behind your back all day. There's those. We're not talking about those. Those are not friends. Friends are the ones that, and we know, and it's funny because sometimes I've heard the whole, when somebody walks out of the house wearing something that maybe may have not been maybe the best decision. You always hear, oh, she didn't have no friends. None of her friends talked to her. So if you have true friends will tell you things out of love. So every time I say something that may be a little, maybe not something you want to hear, or, something, and be like, this is coming from the heart. Like, this is coming from the heart. Maybe that outfit is maybe not the best decision for right now. Not that, maybe not today. Let's not do this. Or maybe we can adjust it a little. And the thing about it is that you have to be able to, with a true friend, they're going to tell you stuff that genuinely concerns them, because they want what's best for you. But as a friend on the other end of this, you have to be able to take this. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to feel good all the time. Correction is not always good. Like, there have been times that my friends have told me some stuff, and I have been hot. When I tell you hot, I tell you hot. I have been mad at them. It's like, I'm not even going to talk to you for a couple hours. Like, you texted me, and I'm not even going to talk to you because I'm mad at you. How dare you say that to me? But then, because of the true friendships that I have, because of the friends, because I know their heart, because I have known in the past that they have never really said anything to me to hurt me. They've always done stuff to help grow me. I had to look at the situation and really think about, you have to look at yourself. You have to look at yourself and be like, okay, forget the feelings that I'm having. Forget the upsetness that I'm having right now. Let's really look at the root cause of this. Why did she say that? Okay, so she's talking about this and this and this situation. Okay, let me look at this situation. What did I do in this situation? Okay, so maybe I could have, so if I am honest with myself, I realized that maybe I should have done something different in that situation. Maybe the way I reacted was maybe not the best. And maybe, she might actually be right. If you really look at, because a lot of times if you have true friends telling you things that might upset you, or telling you things that are against what you said, or against what you're about to do, is not easy for friends. I will tell you, there have been times that I've had to say stuff out of love to someone, and it has eaten me alive, but I knew I had to do it, but I didn't want them to be mad at me. But that's how you know you're genuinely a friend. If something that you say that that you really have to tell your friend, and it's like coming from the heart and you're genuinely concerned, but you are like, it's like, I gotta tell her, but I just don't want to. That's when I pray about it. I pray about it, and God has always given me the peace to do it. And in the end, it has always worked out. Now, it has to be genuine. So, as a friend, this is your characteristics too. You have to say stuff out of love. Out of love. You have to speak from love to your friend. Don't just say stuff because you're hating. Don't just say things at the top of your head. Especially if it's serious stuff that you don't agree on, or maybe you shouldn't do that, or maybe you should have said that, especially if like they are ranting about something they did that day, and it's just like, I know you're mad, but maybe you shouldn't have said that. And if it's coming from a true friend, it's coming from a place of love. So don't get mad if you do have a true friend right now. Just know that what they say is coming out of love. If you have a true friend in your corner, it is coming out of love. They are not trying to pick a fight with you. They're not trying to be mean to you. They're not trying to be nasty. They're not trying to be judgmental. And they're not trying to do any of that. They're actually just trying to speak from a place of love to you. So you need to speak genuinely out of love to your friends, and your friends will do the same to you. Because if you are not doing it, it's going to show. And then don't expect them, once again, to do that for you. So, out of love, you should speak. Out of your heart, you should speak to a true friend. You, as a true friend, you need to get correction. Because a true friend, their job, I'll say roles and responsibility, is to help grow. Is to help grow you. And like I said, iron sharpens iron. So if I help you grow, you help me grow. We sharpen each other and we keep going. If I see you doing stuff, and sometimes your friend may have experienced something that you're doing before. Like I've experienced this in the past and it didn't work so well for me. Like the way you're going at it is not going to really work well. I know it looks glitz and glam, but it's not going to work that well for you because but I found another way. But I need to tell you to stop doing something or saying something or acting a certain way. So just know that it's coming from love. It's coming from love, and it should come from love. If it's not coming from love, that's where you can mess up relationships. And if you're not sure, if you think it's something, it's just like, not sure if I should say this or I shouldn't say this, pray about it. I'm not sure, for the people who do pray about that thing. God will always lead you correctly. Pray about that thing. But then when he tells you to move and he tells you to speak and he puts it on your heart to say it, you need to say it. Because it's going to help them in the long run. Even if they get mad at you for a few minutes. Everyone has a true friend. Everyone has a friend that they get mad at. I think we've all been mad at our friends before. But the thing about friendship is that true friends, we come back. Because the thing about it is that we can't live without each other. Especially if we're really, really, really close. We can't live without our friends. So, no matter how mad you get at each other, you're coming back. You're coming back. It's just one. Like my friends, y'all coming back. Unless I burn trust or burn bridges or do something catastrophic. Y'all will always come back. And I'm quite sure I've said something to my friends that probably have ticked them off. They probably won't say it. Well, one of them has said it. She has definitely told me that she's like, yeah, that thing that you said, it really made me mad. But after thinking about it, you were right. It's like, okay. And it's not about being right. It's not about pat on the back for Tony. She got it right. No. True friends are not all about I got this right, point for me, no points for you. You don't keep tallies like that. It's not about being right. It's about helping to grow and genuinely caring for each other. And that's why I said friendships are like the building blocks of all of the relationships. Because even in a marriage, it's the same thing. It's the foundation, the friendship foundation that you can grow on for other relationships. And that's the same with parenting. There's that trust level that you have with your children, and saying things out of love to your children is important too. And we'll probably talk about this in the topic of parenting, but you have to say things out of love to your children, because if you're constantly berating them, you're constantly bringing them down, and you're constantly saying things to them that's not out of love, kids can sense that. They'll see that, and it's a way that what happens to them in their primitive years is going to affect them later on in life. So talk now, speak out of love towards your children. Say things, if you have to correct them out of love. Not just because you're annoyed at them at the time. Correct them out of love. Genuinely care about them and saying things that will help them. And I know I don't have teenagers right now, but I'm quite sure the people who got teenagers understand that there are going to be times you're going to have to say something to them teenagers, but do it out of love. Always do it out of love. So with friendships, you gotta speak out of love, and you gotta help them grow. And if the more you do it, the more you speak out of love. And I'm not trying to say just speak out of love for bad things. Speak out of love for all things. Like when you talk to your friends, speak out of love, even when you're encouraging them. Because friendship has the characteristics of growth, of supporting, of encouraging. You are supposed to be their, go to, the road dog. When I'm weak, you're strong, something like that. But if you're doing it out of love, you're encouraging out of love. You're not really just encouraging fakeness. It's not one of those, well, I really don't hope you get that promotion. Like, I was supposed to get that promotion, but I know you going for it, but I hope you do well. No, don't do that. That's definitely not genuine. That's not out of love. Out of love is actually, even if you're getting a promotion and I'm not, out of love, I'm actually saying, honestly, congratulations, because I actually mean it. It's not a fake congratulations. We are here to encourage and grow and support each other in everything that we do as friends. We are there to be there for each other. Sometimes it's going to be easy support, like those little things. Okay, girl, you got this. Sometimes it's going to be harder support, especially when they're going through stuff. Things that hurt, things that are deep. But with true friends, that usually goes a little, it's not usually something that happens right when we meet. Usually it's a little further down the road that something happens. And that's when the encouragement and the support is going to really, really need to be genuine. And it's going to have to be in love. Because people can sense when you're not genuine. Like, I know I can, and I think a lot of people who, especially if you, like, have discernment, you can tell when people aren't genuine. Like, it's like lip service. Like, they're saying things, but they're not actually meaning what they say. Don't be that person. Be genuine in what you say. Like, especially in friendships, be genuine. Help the person grow. Don't get the crab in the bucket. Don't do all that stuff. Actually help them grow. Help support them. Help guide them. Inspire them. Help them if you know they're struggling in certain stuff. Be that word. Speak the word to them. Speak into them. Like, just be their cheerleader. Be their little hype man. And that's getting into a whole nother topic of who should be in your circle. But get you a hype man. Get somebody, not just a yes man. Don't get a yes man. Get a genuine hype man. Somebody that, like, girl, you can do it. And sometimes that's just enough word for somebody to go over and beyond. They just need that one person that's going to be in their corner that's going to hype them up. And that's why they have hype men. The one that, gets you pumped up and gets you ready to go. Be that hype man for somebody. Because if you're genuinely a hype man for them, they're going to genuinely be a hype man for you. And they're going to hype you up in things that are good. Not hype you up in stuff that are bad. Don't be hyping up people in bad stuff, like fights and stuff. Don't do that. That's not a true friend. It's not a true friend. But hype them up in the good stuff. So supporting, growing, help growing, inspiring, be vulnerable, and be loyal, and encourage people. Give people compliments. Like, girl, you look good today. Look at that outfit, girl. Your hair. Like, encourage people. Like, and that's just like, and this is the last topic for tonight. I have more, but I feel like I'm over my 30 minutes. But encourage people, even if they are not your best friend, even if they're not your true friend, even if they're just an acquaintance. We need to start encouraging people. We need to start complimenting people. Just compliment somebody. Like, every time I go out, I try my best to compliment somebody on something. Just anything. Like cashiers that have a wedding ring or something. Like, obviously it's not like if I don't like it, but I will find something about somebody to compliment somebody on. It's like, oh, your ring is pretty. It's like, oh, thank you. Or your hair looks nice. Or I love your shoes. Or you work in that outfit. Or just something. We need to learn to, as women, to compliment each other. Just compliment people. And you may not even know this person from Eve. And you may never see this person again in your life. But you gave them a compliment. And you'd be surprised how far a genuine compliment goes. Because people will think about that thing for hours and hours. And you'd be surprised how that can change the road somebody's going. That could change somebody's projectile of where they were going that day. They could have had a sucky morning, or they could be having a horrible evening, or they could have just had a bad, horrible day, and you gave them a compliment. We need to start complimenting people more. And I would love to hear stories of people who, like, who have been complimented and it changed like their day. Because I know I was walking outside to go to my car, and children are great. They're so honest. I love kids are great. They're so non-filtered. They're just so pure at heart. And I'm walking to my car, and the school bus comes up, and my kids get in the car, and this little girl comes out the window, and she like leans out the window. She's like, "You look really pretty today." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." She's like, "Have a good day at work." I'm like, "Well, you have a good day at school." And it brightened my morning because this little girl complimented me. So we really need to, as women, compliment each other. Like, speak more into each other, compliment each other. And I'm not telling y'all to do homework or nothing, but I just start complimenting people more. You'd be surprised. You start complimenting people, you'd be surprised how many compliments come back for you. And it's just like, it's like a good vibe kind of thing where I help you, you help me. Like, I encourage you, you encourage me. I compliment you, you compliment me. I lift your spirits, you lift my spirits. So I think as women, we really need to compliment each other more. Instead of hating on each other or comparing ourselves to others, which is a whole nother topic, we need to compliment each other more. We really do. So there's a couple more characteristics, and I'll do some more next Wednesday. But I think those are the foundation, like the trust, the loyalty, the being vulnerable, being transparent, and speaking out of love, saying things that speaking out of love, correcting out of love, saying things that you may not agree upon out of love, so that we can grow, inspire, encourage, and to be able to compliment women. And it feels good. I'll have to say, I love complimenting people. It makes me feel happy. Just even if I don't get a compliment back, it makes me feel good that I complimented you. Because there's always a smile. Like, if you just try it, there's always a smile. There's always a smile. Just try it. Just throughout the week, there's always going to be a smile if you compliment somebody. So anyway, but I think I'm over my time. One of these days, I'm going to get a little timer. Hopefully, I'll be able to be on time next time. But my 3-year-old was just like, she needs mommy time. So we're going to have to do that. But thank you, everyone who joined in. Thank you for everyone who came through. We're going to keep going on characteristics next time. I had too much to finish. So we're going to do characteristics some more this time, hopefully. And I want to thank you before I leave, all the people who have commented, everybody who has said something to me about this. Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you so much for your feedback. I was kind of nervous the first time that, it wasn't going to help anybody, but then I got so much feedback, and I thank you guys so much. If you have any comments or you have any questions, I'm going to start leaving a little Q&A at the end so we can talk about it. But hopefully these characteristics, hopefully you learned something. I would love to hear some feedback on like anything that you learned, or as I'm talking, stuff that you noticed. And I'd love to hear people about compliments. That'd be great if you guys actually do it. No homework, no pressure, whatever. But anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely night, and I will see you guys again next Wednesday at 9 o'clock so that we can spill some more tea. So, I forgot to tell you, I'm drinking green tea, which is good for a lot of stuff. You should look it up. And I didn't even drink it, but I do have it. Proof I have my tea. There, my tea cup is there. Okay, anyway, you guys have a lovely night, and I will talk to you guys later.